Hi, I'm Dr. Arsalan and today we are going to discuss the human excretory system or human renal system. It comprises of four components. The kidneys, second component is ureter, third is urinary bladder and fourth is urethra. Their brief function is the kidneys filter the blood and remove nitrogenous waste and other toxic material from the blood. In the form of urine, it is transported via ureters into the urinary bladder. It is sustained and stored in the urinary bladder for a while and then it is excreted out of the body through urethra. We will discuss all these components one by one in detail. So, the first one, kidneys, as far as its morphology is concerned, the kidneys are bean shaped muscular organs. These all organs are made up of smooth muscles in the excretory system. These are dark brown in color and their dimensions, their size is length is 12 centimeter, width is 6 centimeter and breadth is 4 centimeter, while the weight of kidneys is 150 to 160 grams in an average individual. Kidneys lie in the abdominal cavity just below the diaphragm. Diaphragm is that organ which separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity, and the kidneys lie in the abdominal cavity just below the diaphragm. The kidneys are attached to the either side of the vertebral column, on both sides of the vertebral column, and these are present between last or 12th thoracic vertebrae and third lumbar vertebrae. This is the location of the kidneys in the abdominal cavity. Next is protection. As the kidneys are delicate vital organs, so nature has protected the kidneys. The outer cover of the kidneys is made up of connective tissues called fibrous capsule. So this connective tissue layer called fibrous capsule protects the kidneys. Moreover, the upper parts of the kidneys are protected by the last two pair of ribs, the 11th and 12th rib. So there are two kind of protection. First is the fibrous capsule and second is the last pair of ribs. The 11th and 12th pairs of ribs protect the upper end of the kidneys. Next is surfaces. The kidneys have two surfaces. The outer surface, also called lateral surface because it is away from the median plane, therefore it's called lateral surface. This lateral surface is convex and the inner surface called medial surface is concave. So it has two surfaces, the lateral surface which we called outer surface and the medial surface, the inner surface. The lateral surface is convex and inner surface is concave, which we will discuss in the structure of kidneys. Next is renal physiology and nephrology, two disciplines of medical sciences. Renal physiology is concerned with the study of normal functions of renal system, kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder or urethra, while the nephrology is the branch of medical sciences which is concerned with the abnormalities and disorders in the urinary tract or renal system. Nephrons. Nephrons are the structural and functional units of kidneys. Each kidney is made up of 1 million nephrons. This is the diagrammatic illustration of the kidneys which reveal the structure of kidney and in cross section wise. Then the outer layer of the kidney constitutes cortex, the middle layer form medulla and the inner layer form pelvis. So this is the renal cortex, renal medulla and renal pelvis. The kidney is divided into three regions anatomically. Then there are two surfaces of kidneys as we have discussed earlier. The outer lateral surface is convex and the inner surface is concave. This concave notch of the medial surface of the kidney or inner surface is concave and is called hilum. Hilum is of utmost importance because in hilum there is entrance and exit to the kidneys. The renal artery and renal nerve enters the kidney through this hilum, while ureter and renal vein leaves the kidney through this hilum. The hilum has significance in the structure and anatomy of kidney. The renal artery, this is the renal artery, it enters the kidney through hilum and form renal arterioles. The branches of this renal artery are called renal arterioles, which form peritubular capillaries which joins the glomerulus, and these peritubular capillaries drains into the renal vein which joins the inferior vena cava. The symmetry of kidneys reveals their asymmetrical position because right kidney is slightly lower than the left kidney because of position of liver. Because liver is of large size located on the right side of the abdominal cavity, it pushes the kidneys downward, and the right kidney lies posterior to the liver while left kidney lies posterior to the spleen. Kidneys play important role in the body. For example, the kidneys are major excretory organ of nitrogenous waste. When we consume proteins and nucleic acid metabolism occur in our body, nitrogen containing waste products are produced in the form of urea, uric acid, ammonia, etc. And these nitrogenous waste are converted into urea in the liver, which are excreted out by the kidneys. So our body gets rid of the urea and nitrogenous waste through kidneys. Second important function is the blood filtration. Other toxic compounds and other waste material which are accumulated in the blood are also filtered by the kidneys because blood is continuously circulating through the kidneys, and kidneys remove toxic harmful waste products from the blood in the form of urine. Kidneys also play important role in osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is the maintenance of water and solute level. It maintains osmoregulation in the body in two ways. For example, in case of dehydration, when there is deficiency of water in the blood or body, there is concentrated urine production by the kidney. More and more water is retained in the blood. So concentrated urine is produced in case of dehydration. In case of overhydration or increased concentration of water in the blood or body, kidneys produce dilute urine to remove the excess of water. In this way, it manages the blood volume, the water concentration in the blood and the body, and other minerals and salts. Using osmoregulatory mechanism, it also maintains blood volume. Kidneys also maintain body sodium level. The second component of the urinary system is ureter. Ureter are the long, narrow muscular tubules extending from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. These ureters are paired organs as these are long muscular organs made up of smooth muscles. Their length is 25 cm or 10 inches, while their width, they are narrow tubules, their width is 3 to 4 millimeter. The ureters collect the urine from the renal pelvis of the kidney and transport it to the urinary bladder by continuous and regular contractive movements called peristalsis. Third component of urinary system or human excretory system is the urinary bladder. The urinary bladder, which we have drawn here, is pear-shaped sac-like structure, the muscular organ which is distensible. Distensible means it is flexible and can be stretched when urine is accumulated in it. So this is also made up of smooth muscles. Its hollow organ to accumulate urine in it. It lies in the floor of pelvic cavity. This is the position of the abdominal cavity. It lies on the floor of pelvic cavity of the body just below the abdominal cavity. As it is pear-shaped when it is empty, it can store 500 ml to 1 liter of urine. The removal of urine from the urinary bladder through urethra to the outside environment is called micturition. This is the physiological process by which the urine is excreted out of the urinary bladder. The urinary bladder has three openings. Two openings are called ureteric orifices, in which the ureters are innervated. There are two ureteric orifices, and one is the urethral orifice. So there are three openings in the urinary bladder. The ureters innervate from the back side or dorsal surface of the urinary bladder in the structure called trigone. This organ is called trigone. So there are three openings. Sphincters. There are two types of sphincters in the urinary bladder, the internal sphincters and external sphincters. These sphincters are called internal sphincters because these are present on the internal lining of the urinary bladder. These sphincters, these are located just besides the urinary bladder, therefore these are called external sphincters. So these two types of sphincters are contracted state to not let the leakage or voiding of urine. If it is the nervous stimulus is received to excrete the urine from the urinary bladder, then these both kind of sphincters, these are relaxed, and upon their relaxation the urine is removed out of the urinary bladder through urethra. This process is called micturition. The last component of human excretory system is urethra. It is tube-like muscular organ which is emerging from the neck of urinary bladder. This is called neck of urinary bladder. It emerges from the neck of urinary bladder and removes urine stored in the urinary bladder to the outside environment by the physiological process called micturition. In males, the length of urethra is 18 to 20 centimeter because it runs throughout the penis and it opens at the tip of the penis called urethral orifice. While in females, it is of 2 to 3 centimeter length, lying just above or anterior to the vaginal opening in the vulva. In males, the urethra carries both urine and semen, so it has dual function for excretion as well as ejaculation. While in females, it performs only excretion or urination,